Hello friends, welcome back to Aaron's Anxiety. I am your host Aaron, your personal guide through anxiety. Before we get started, hit that like button, not like that, I mean you can like the button, but I'll be honest with you, you don't even know the button. So just hit it. Comment if you feel that these videos are helpful, subscribe if you want more content, hit the little bell icon if you want even more content. And then yeah, if you guys are enjoying the content, feel free to join us on Facebook. We have an Aaron's Anxiety family Facebook group. It's called Aaron's Anxiety. A lot of great people there. Plenty of people to help you through this journey. And you can talk to me there, obviously. So, all right, friends, today's topic is one of the most important things that you can do naturally to help your anxiety go down. Things that will help you sleep better, things that will help your fight or flight senses go down. It's going to help you in tremendous ways. And so when I say this, you might want to click off. Don't click off. Don't do it. I see your thumb there. Don't you touch it. One of the number one ways that you can curb your anxiety, and a lot of people aren't going to want to do this, and the reason is because it is harder than just taking a pill. Well, like you actually have to dig into yourself and be honest with yourself, because if you're not, then I'm not going to talk to you. You know what I mean? So this is just a helpful hint. And if you do this, your anxiety will go down tremendously, and you will be able to sleep better at night. You'll be able to be a better you during the day, and for overall, you will be a better person for it and a less anxiety-ridden person for it. Here it goes. Finances. People. Finances. Most people. There was some crazy stat that was done. It was like a consensus stat, and they were talking to people about whether or not they had money. You know what I mean? Just in the background of life, just in case. And it was something crazy, like 78%, or it was in the 70s somewhere. I don't want to quote it exact, but it was somewhere in the 70s. Percentage of people have no financial backing at all. Like they have no, in case the dog needs to go to the vet or something, tire blows on the car, they have nothing. Okay, and I'm gonna be honest with you. For the longest time, that was me too, and it brings your anxiety so high because you're constantly living. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're constantly living on the edge, literally, of bad things happening. And so, that being said, what are some ways you can fix this problem for the everyday person? Okay, and I'm going to help you guys out, and I am going to direct it the way I directed it when I was working on it, and it is the way that worked best for my anxiety. And so, number one thing that you have to do, and this is important, don't overlook it. If you take anything from this video, take this one thing. You need $1,000 somewhere in your house or very close by that is accessible to you as an emergency fund. And I mean emergency fund. I don't mean, oh, hey, it's an emergency. That jacket that I like just went on sale. That's not an emergency. Emergency is dog going to the vet, tire breaks on the car. You have to go to med point because, your son broke his arm, or your kid needs stitches, or you need stitches. Emergency fund for things like that. Or say you get sick and you can't go to work. You have $1,000 cushion of, hey, you know what? This will probably hold my bills off, or the vast majority of my bills for a month. You know what I mean? I can at least pay the electric bill, the gas bill, whatever. I have all my amenities for an extra month. Okay? Maybe poor. I don't know where your bills are. So, but that $1,000 is key to bringing your anxiety down, because though you don't feel it, if a lot of times we think it's everything, okay, but it's a lot of times some of the most important things, they're just big ones, and we're refusing to address them, and finances is one of them. Nobody wants to talk about it. The reason is because it's boring. It's very boring to talk about finances. I can sit here and go on and on about this stuff with you guys, and most of you, if you haven't clicked off by now, because usually when people hear finance, they're gone. They don't want to fix that part of their life, but that's the part that needs to fix the most sometimes. Now, you may be at the point where your finances are fine and you still have anxiety and you live comfortably. That's fine. I have plenty of videos addressing everything else like that, but there are a vast majority of people are not financially fine and they're wondering why their anxiety is through the roof. Because though you consciously can put it away, your subconscious mind dwells on it. And that's what we're fighting. Anxiety is the constant bickering back and forth between your conscious and your subconscious mind. And so your subconscious mind is always thinking, oh, well, if something goes bad happen, I don't really have anything to fall back on. There's nothing here or there. I hope this paycheck comes in this week. Blah, blah, blah. Well, that bill's due this week, and I don't know if I'm going to have enough, and they're getting ready to shut it off. Blah, 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 blah. I've been there. I've done that. I did it for a long time. It sucks. Now, I get to the point now, because I'm an adult in the US of A. I have a child. I have a wife. I have a home. I have cars. I get to the point where, I'm broke sometimes. That's just the plain, that's just the skinny of it. You know what I mean? And I have had to tap into the emergency fund before. But as long as you are willing to put that back, not just, hey, well, I'm going to take it out now and I'll do it the next paycheck. Well, that next paycheck comes around and guess what? You're not going to put it back because the bills are due or something else is due, or you want to go out to eat with your friends, or somebody wants to go to the movies. There's always a reason not to put it back and one reason to put it back. So most people don't put it back. So if you are going to get into it, make sure you put it back. Secondly, is if you guys are interested, there are plenty of places where you can save your money. If saving is not your thing, but you want to be able to save money and put $1,000 away, make a plan. For one, if you think you can do it on your own, make a plan. Say, hey, I need $200 a week. At how many weeks? Then I put in 1,000 or 1,500. I say 1,000. That's where my base is, because everybody can make that happen. It may take some people a little bit longer, or it may take some people not as long. You may be able to do it in 3 days. You may be able to do it in 3 months. I don't care. As long as you get it done, that's all that matters. So if you're not, and you know you're not a good saver, there are apps that will help you. Okay, and a couple of them that come to mind that I use and that helped me tremendously. There's two ways you can go about it. You can do an app that will take the roundups. Excuse me. I'm sure you guys are already familiar with roundups. Roundups are where if you go to the store and you use your debit card and you buy a candy bar that's, say, 60 cents. Okay, you bought a 60-cent candy bar. Well, that, to the nearest dollar, there's a 40-cent spread there. So what the roundup does is it says, hey, he bought a candy bar for $6. Why don't we round that to $1 and take that 40 cents that was left, and why don't we put that into a separate account for him or her? And so that's what it'll do every time you swipe. It may not sound like a lot, but it will go fast. Like, you will be surprised. And then in these same apps, you can hook them, because you're already hooking it for your debit card. You can hook it into your account and say you get paid on Fridays or every other Friday, whatever, and say, hey, every time I get paid, I want to put $10 in there. That way I just know that I'm putting something in there along with the roundups or whatever. It will build fast as long as you don't pay attention to it. If you are on it all the time and you're, ooh, I want to see what's in there. Ooh, I want to see what's in there. It's not going to go very fast. But if you literally set it and forget it, you'll get to the end of the year or 6 months and you're like, look at that. There's some change in there. Holy cow. So that's one round you can do. And the app that I use for that, because I do use that, is called Qapital. It's like capital with a Q. Qapital. Qapital. So check that app out. There's also other things you can do. I think they're called rules in there. And yeah, so you can adjust it to where every time you go eat fast food, and it'll say, hey, this is a fast food place. Let's dock them for getting fast food. You know what I mean? So it'll take like $2 every time you eat fast food. You know, so you're kind of paying yourself for doing something you shouldn't be doing. So, but yeah, you can. There's all kinds of ways to set it up. You can do the $1 a day, $2, or is it $1 a day? Something like that. I don't know. There's all kinds of them. Check them out. You'll like them. The second one is for people that want to be a little bit more risky. It's not that much risk. You're really not. It's not like you're going to a casino. But you can download an app called Acorns. Acorns, just like the acorn on tree, Acorns. Acorns is an app that does the exact same thing as far as the rounding goes and the reoccurring payments. You can set it however you want, but then it'll take that roundup money that you have from just swiping your card, and it will invest it for you. So say you don't want to get into investments and you don't want to do all that stuff, it will invest it on your behalf. You will pick a portfolio and you can say, hey, I want to be really conservative, like I don't want to take hardly any risk. Or you can do like I do, which if you're younger, you should always do the highest, best risk you can, because you have always time to recoup the money. But I mean, I did mine for about a year when I was doing Acorns, which I still do Acorns, just not as heavy as I do other things. But I was in aggressive for a year and a half, and I ended up at the end of the year and a half, I think it gained like $50 or something like that for having that money in there. And that was just free money. You just take it out, do your thing with it. So if you want to do Acorns, it's a great application. I will put a link in the description below. If you use my link, when you do that, it'll give you $5 to get started. That's free $5 for you. And then that's how you start. That's how you get going. Pick a portfolio. I would always suggest going aggressive. That's just me. That's how I do it. And then what else? You can check it out, guys. There's so many different ways to just look up. Type in YouTube here. Type in ways to save money, or ways to build a savings account, things like that. When I was doing it, man, I found all kinds. There's like envelope methods. There's the $1 a day method. You know, $365. You know what I mean? So check it out. Move these finances around. If you guys want to get into deeper stuff like stock trading and stuff like that, I can do a video on that too. I do that a little bit. I'm not great at it, but I know how to do it enough to be a little dangerous. So, all right, friends, get this stuff under control. If you fix this financial, if you aren't already there, if you fix this financial problem, get that $1,000 in the bank. A weight will be lifted off of your shoulders, and you will be surprised at how much your anxiety straightens itself out. Okay, friends? All right, until next time, I hope you found this information helpful, and if you did, maybe share it to somebody else that you think would benefit from it. The whole goal of this channel is to help as many people as we can with anxiety, and this is a big one. So if you find it useful for yourself, so obviously somebody else is going to find it. So share it out. All right, friends, until next time, I'm Aaron. You're awesome, and I'll see you in the next video.